Arizona Cardinals, Marvin Harrison Jr. He was supposed to be the most NFL-ready receiver prospect since his dad. 2 seasons in, he's been fine, and fine is not what you draft 4th overall. With Brissett and rookie Carson Beck throwing him the ball, year 3 isn't saving the narrative either. Atlanta Falcons, Michael Penix Jr. The 8th overall pick 3 years in, and here's the entire resume: 9 touchdowns in 9 starts, a 60% completion rate, and a season-ending knee injury. Now the Falcons brought in Tua to compete with him. When you draft a franchise quarterback and then sign his replacement, that's not development, that's doubt. Baltimore Ravens, Mark Andrews, still talked about like an elite tight end, but the tape and the numbers say solid, not special. 422 yards last season. The drops in big moments are part of the resume now. This offense runs through Lamar and Derrick Henry, not through Andrews. Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. Debatably, no player in the NFL is more overrated than Josh Allen. I have never seen a player get more glaze for achieving absolutely nothing. And let's be real, that MVP was a make-a-wish because Lamar's stats mogged his by a lot. Until there's a ring, the glaze is unearned. Carolina Panthers, Bryce Young. Yes, he finally had his moment, 8-9 and a playoff trip in a dead division. But look at the whole picture, an 87.8 passer rating, still one of the smallest quarterbacks in football behind a shaky line. One okay season just bought him top 10 quarterback discourse. That is the definition of overrated. Chicago Bears, Caleb Williams. The MVP buzz is real, and so is this. A 58.1% completion rate, the worst of any returning starter and the worst for playoff quarterbacks since Andrew Luck in 2012. He led the league in touchdowns to wide-open receivers. The system is doing more of the lifting than the highlights admit. Cincinnati Bengals, T. Higgins. Paid like a number 1, plays like a really good number 2 when he plays. 316 yards in 7 games last season, 10 games missed over the last 2 years, and the concussion issues keep stacking. Ja'Marr Chase is the entire gravity of this passing game. Great player, not worth the reputation. Cleveland Browns, Jerry Jeudy. Every single offseason there's a Jeudy breakout coming, and every January we're still waiting. Last year was the worst season of his career, 602 yards and a catch rate under 50% on more than 100 targets. The route-running mythology is carrying a fine receiver, and that's all he is. Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. He led the entire league in passing yards on a team that missed the playoffs. That is the most Cowboys stat of all time. A $74 million cap hit, a decade of great regular seasons, and a January resume that has not moved since he got here. $60 million a year is for getting somewhere. Dallas keeps ending up in the same place. Denver Broncos, J.K. Dobbins. When he plays, he is genuinely great, 5th in rushing before the injury last season. But that is the whole problem, he never finishes. A foot surgery ended his year in November. The 4th season a doctor has ended for him. Penciling him in as your RB1 is planning a vacation during hurricane season. Detroit Lions, Jared Goff. 2nd in passing yards, 3rd in passer rating, I know. But you know the deal, perfect conditions, a dome, elite weapons, a top offensive line. He just got ranked among the most overrated quarterbacks in football because the moment the weather turns or the pocket breaks down, the numbers stop mattering. Comfort food quarterbacking. Green Bay Packers, Micah Parsons. Blasphemy, look at the whole picture. $46.5 million a year, the record for 12.5 sacks and a run defense that ranked 31st at his own position. He's a passenger against the run, the defense got worse around the deal, and now he's coming off a torn knee ligament. Great pass rusher, most complete defender in football, that is a contract wearing a narrative. Houston Texans, C.J. Stroud. That rookie year bought him a half-decade of franchise savior status, and it has been 2 straight seasons of average since. A 92.9 rating, 21st among quarterbacks by Pro Football Focus. The offensive line is a real excuse, it is just not the whole story. The reputation is still trading at the 2023 price. Indianapolis Colts, Daniel Jones. The Colts looked at a quarterback turning 30, coming off a torn Achilles with 1 playoff win in 7 seasons, and decided that is the franchise. 1 good year in Indianapolis erased 6 years of evidence in New York. Re-signing him as the unquestioned guy is the definition of buying the top. Jacksonville Jaguars, Brian Thomas Jr. That rookie season was outrageous, 1,282 yards. Everyone locked him in as a superstar. Then year 2 happened, 707 yards, 2 touchdowns, 8 drops, and the offense started going through everybody else. 1 elite season, 1 bad one, and the market still prices the rookie tape. Kansas City Chiefs, Travis Kelce. I know exactly how this sounds, future Hall of Famer, greatest of his era. And right now in 2026, 851 yards and 5 touchdowns. Pro Football Focus had him 14th among tight ends. Kansas City brought Bieniemy back and traded for Kenneth Walker because the offense cannot run through 87 and more. The Kelce you are picturing is not walking through that door. Las Vegas Raiders, Max Crosby. The effort is legendary and the respect is earned, but best edge in football talk is running on autopilot. 10 sacks, a knee injury, shut down early on a team with 1 playoff game in 7 years. At some point, the double teams stop being an excuse and start being the answer. Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert. The arm talent conversation never ends, and neither does the January silence. 11 wins, a Pro Bowl, beautiful numbers, and another one and done. A 16-3 no-show against New England. He is 0-3 in the playoffs. Herbert's stats are a lifestyle brand. The wins never match the throws. Los Angeles Rams, Davante Adams. 14 touchdowns last season, and that is exactly the trap. That was a touchdown rate spike at 33 that never repeats on a team where Puka Nacua is the actual number one. People see the name and the touchdowns and skip the age, the injuries, and the role. Miami Dolphins, Devon Achane, hear me out, the talent is real. He led the league in yards per carry, but fantasy football turned him into a top 5 pick on the worst supporting cast in the sport. Malik Willis is the quarterback. The receivers are a rumor. Every defense is game planning one single player. The volume everyone is projecting is not coming. Minnesota Vikings, TJ Hawkinson, still priced and discussed like a top 3 tight end, and it has been years since he played like one. 438 yards, 8.6 per catch. The knee, the missed time, the declining targets, and now Kyler's arrival shifts this offense even further away from him. New England Patriots, A.J. Brown. The trade made everyone crown the Patriots offense, but they traded for a receiver whose yards have declined 3 years straight. 66.9 per game last season. A career of soft tissue injuries, turning 30 and now tied to a young quarterback in a brand new system. Big name, the peak is behind him. New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara. The name still means superstar. The film says it is over. Pro Football Focus graded him dead last, 55th out of 55 qualified running backs. 11 games, hurt again, 31 years old, and the Saints keep reworking the deal out of loyalty. Respect the career. Stop drafting the memory. New York Giants, Jackson Dart. The rookie year was fun, I will give him that. 24 total touchdowns, and the whole city crowned him. But the team went 4-8 in his starts, and the front office just handed him Matt Nagy, the man who managed to make Justin Fields worse. The hype train is being driven by vibes, and vibes do not call plays. New York Jets, Garrett Wilson, a $130 million receiver who has played 7 games since signing. The production has never matched the contract, no top 10 season, and knee that ended last year, and now a rookie quarterback throwing to him. Elite route runner, absolutely. Elite receiver, the checks say yes, the results keep saying not yet. Philadelphia Eagles, Saquon Barkley. Greatest free agent signing ever right up until the bill came due. 2,000 yards, then 1,140 at 4.1 a carry, down 865 yards in a single season. He's approaching 30 with historic mileage, and every running back in history with this workload hits the wall fast. It already started. Pittsburgh Steelers, T.J. Watt. The name still runs the league's respect rankings, but the play has quietly regressed, 7 sacks, 3rd on his own team. Pittsburgh just paid Nick Herbig $100 million. Highsmith might already be better, and the trade conversations are real. Legends age, this one has. San Francisco 49ers, Mike Evans. 11 straight 1,000-yard seasons is an all-timer resume, and it is over. 368 yards, 3 separate injuries, and now a new team for the first time in his life at 33. San Francisco is paying for the streak. The streak is done. Christian McCaffrey is still the real passing game here. Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl champion, and possibly the biggest system quarterback of the decade. I said what I said, 21-35 in his first 6 seasons, and then 2 elite play callers turned him into a 14-game winner twice. Kubiak built that offense, and Kubiak is gone. We have seen what Darnold looks like without a coordinator carrying him. So has everyone who watched the Jets. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bucky Irving. One great rookie year made him a fantasy darling. Year 2, 588 yards, 3.4 a carry, 7 games missed, and he lost touches to the entire backfield. Meanwhile, Kenneth Gainwell just walked in off a 1,000-yard season in Pittsburgh. The hype has not caught up to the depth chart. Tennessee Titans, Calvin Ridley, still carrying the star receiver reputation and the $92 million contract. Here is last season, 303 yards, 0 touchdowns, and a broken leg in November. He is 31 with 1,000-yard season in the last 5 years, and Tennessee just drafted and signed his replacements. The name is doing all the work. Washington Commanders, Terry McLaurin. Scary Terry is one of the most likable players in football, which is exactly why nobody says this out loud. He is 31, coming off the contract standoff and an injury-wrecked 582-yard season, and the separation numbers have been sliding for 2 years. Jaden Daniels deserves a true number 1. Beloved is not the same as elite. That's 32 teams, 32 overrated players. If your guy is on this list, good. Go prove me wrong. Drop your most overrated player in the comments and subscribe for the underrated version next.